Welcome to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show, and we're glad to be with you this Saturday. And we're hoping you're having a great day, and if you can pay a little bit of attention to what we're talking about, it might really benefit you. Today we have a special guest, Terry Masucci, who's a licensed public adjuster. Welcome to the show, Terry.
Thank you.
And we are going to talk today about storm damage. There's been a lot of major storms over the past couple of years in and around San Antonio, and Terry has been working with us and our clients, and of course many other clients besides KM Builders clients, to give them the very best knowledge and decision-making power when it comes to what to do about getting your home restored. And as Terry has always said, we want to make you whole again, right, Terry?
Yes, exactly.
And tell us a little bit about what a licensed public adjuster actually is.
Yeah, first, let's get a little legal past. I'm licensed by the Department of Insurance, Texas Department of Insurance. License number is 1915953. And the website is damagesolution.com. Both words are singular. And the phone number to reach me is 210-364-8218. And on the website is all the contact data that were required. First of all, licensed by the Department of Insurance, we basically are set to work for the insured, whether, and basically they're insured either for their business and as a homeowner. And our focus is when there is a problem, meaning that you don't feel that there's enough money to take care of the damage, then you basically would hire us, and we have forensics teams. Right now, all of them are public adjusters also, and they have an excellent background to develop forensics. So basically, in the forensics, we have.
Hold on for a second. So,
sure.
So when a client thinks, when a insurance customer has a claim, homeowner has a claim, and they want to get someone to help them and advise them and to deal with the insurance company, are there legal requirements on who can deal with the insurance company?
Exactly. Basically, contractors by law cannot negotiate on behalf of the customer with the insurance company.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people do not realize that. And some contractors are claiming that they can negotiate with the insurance company. And some of them will ignore it a little bit if a contractor gets involved, but they're not going to give very much credence to a contractor in most cases. They're going to bypass that person, and you really won't get the advocate that you need. And a licensed public adjuster is just that. They're an advocate for the homeowner, licensed by the state of Texas to act in your behalf. You do not have a conflict of interest. And I mean, you could tell me how that's true, how you do not have a conflict of interest with the homeowner and the insurance company.
Well, certainly, if I'm a contractor and I'm putting together the loss reports, you could see a conflict of interest there. On
a contractor, but also a lot of people hear the term adjuster and they think of the adjuster that they see showing up to their project. And who is that usually?
Yeah, so there's a couple types of adjusters. There's one adjuster that actually works for the insurance company that would come out for an inspection or reinspection. And the second type is what they call an independent adjuster, and they are hired by the insurance company when there is just too much work or it's in an odd area or whatever. So those are the two types of adjusters that will be out there on the insurance side.
And that is what most people have heard. So I want to make sure that everyone knows we're not talking about those two entities. Both of those, the adjuster for the insurance company and an independent adjuster, have a conflict of interest with you as a homeowner because they are working for the insurance company. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I would say, their focus is to determine the damage. They're certainly focused on, from the insurance side, doing the right thing, but a lot of times it just doesn't happen, or they don't see all the damage.
Right. And whereas when you come in, you don't work for the insurance company. That's an automatic advantage to you as a homeowner who are listening. And you can already see that there would be an advantage to having Terry come in. And so when you go, and I've been very impressed with it because you've done work on my home, done the forensics and so forth, and I was amazed. And I've been in this business a very long time. But what you use and the tools you use and the team you use is able to determine more accurately what needs to be repaired to make the house whole than what I can do with me and my team. So I'll let you go into some of what you do in forensics, for example.
Yeah, so, it was like NCIS, the better the forensics, the better opportunity to get to the point. And so basically, we try to hire the best we can, have partners that have incredible backgrounds, and basically they work in a program called Xactimate, which is the same program that most insurance companies use. So
Right, I'm familiar with it too.
yeah, so basically we're talking in the same language. We utilize infrared camera systems, drones if we have to, satellite technology, and again, taking all that and putting it together in a comprehensive report of damage pricing, what does it take to get back to original, with pictures. And with this report, we're able to meet either the adjuster or independent adjuster at the damaged property and begin the negotiation.
And what type of damages do you get involved in?
Well, any direct physical loss. So obviously hurricanes, flood, any damage, interior, fire, smoke. A lot of times the twisters, obviously, at San Antonio. And so basically if it's damage via that type of loss, then that's what we work with.
Yes, okay, so there's a wide variety, including siding, roofing, interior damage, water damage. I mean, even things that can be damaged around the house, like fences and buildings, outbuildings, plants, shrubs. Lots of things get damaged that people don't really realize, and you can actually be missing out on an opportunity to make you more complete or whole. So for example, if a shrub gets damaged and it can't be, and it's permanently damaged, you may not notice it, but Terry and his team will notice that, and you're going to have a deductible in most cases with insurance. So this could help you. You say, you know what, I'll leave the shrub and I get $100 for it. That helps me with my deductible. I'll worry about that later. All of these little things can add up to helping you with what's rightfully yours, and to help you cover the cost of getting you back whole, and it might help you mitigate some of that deductible in a legal way. And that's what we want to stress. There's a lot of illegal ways to get your deductible back, and you're really rolling the dice on whether you're going to get busted or caught on that. And also you might be taken in by someone who doesn't care about you or what might happen to you. And so anytime you start hearing about getting your deductible back, that's a dangerous thing to get into, isn't it, Terry?
Yeah, we don't discuss that at all.
Yeah, but others do. Yeah. We all know that contractors do. I know it. They're advertising, get your deductible back. Well, the insurance is only supposed to pay you what you paid that contractor. So he's giving your deductible back. There's a problem because they're only supposed to pay for the amount that you actually paid him, not what you paid him minus him giving your deductible, plus including the deductible he gave back to you. So don't get caught in that. It's much better to use someone like Terry to make sure you're getting your rightful due. And he's helped me tremendously. I would have been out thousands and thousands of dollars had I not used Terry. So that's one reason, as always, I bring people into our show or recommend them, is because I know the work they do and I know what benefits it will bring to you as a homeowner. We're going to go ahead and take a little break. I want to mention that we will take your phone calls at 737-1200 right after the break, or 1-800-383-WOAI. And just want to give a shout out to Billy's Western Wear. I'm wearing their boots again today. What a great place. Look them up at billyswesternwear.com. And we'll be right back to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show.
And get in here, shut the door. What's up, boss? What's up?
Good. So 3 areas. One, we're going to talk about the hailstorm that happened April 12th to 16th. Okay, because the statute of limitations is getting ready to run out, and how we can solve that problem basically, or be looking for that. So that gives you a lot of business here. Secondly, we want to talk about Hurricane Harvey in 2 areas. One, TWIA, which is Texas windstorm, which is the insurance. And then we want to talk about flood and what kind of time frames we have in those. And those are really, this is very urgent in all three areas because we're running up against the statute of limitations.
Secondly, we want to talk about Hurricane Harvey.
Oh, so that's the delayed response.
But the sound is really good.
It is. That's what you're
That's
checking.
what I wanted to check.
And in
Better than before, huh?
flood.
That's
The
good.
picture's really clear.
And those are really, this is very urgent in all three areas because we're running up.
Do you want to check to see which one's my mic? So I can talk about when you in the beginning, so I can mention where we're live.
Okay, yeah, that'd be great.
Do you know which one's my mic?
I can't do it until we're on air, but otherwise it'll come across the commercial. Huh?
It will.
Yeah.
You can't see what's coming in, like the volume.
I think it's 2.
Because I think I was always 3.
Go ahead and talk on it.
Hello, hello.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, because he probably has us on down.
No, it would come across.
When we were here
Hello.
with Justin, it never
See, it
did.
did it. It did. Never mind. Do you know what microphone Morgan is on over here? Is that 4 or 2? We'll check you in a second, Morgan.
Okay. We've already had like 12 people at least watch. Oh my, no. It's like 20 people that were on at one point on Instagram.
That's awesome. Is that what that's doing live, is Instagram?
Mine is doing Instagram. You can only do
And what's yours?
Instagram.
YouTube?
Yours is YouTube.
And that's Facebook.
This is Facebook.
Our first time on Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
Be sure and when you
Yeah,
say it,
that's why I
when you
wanted
say it,
to
I'm
make
gonna
sure.
say it's our first time.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, you should see the difference between these two on Instagram, on the phone, I mean on YouTube, and then the FaceTime camera, Facebook camera is like
Really clear.
really clear.
30 seconds, guys. Okay.
So, 2016 hailstorm, that'll be the first thing, right? And then Harvey.
I got it.
All right.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show. And we are talking about and negotiating with your insurance. We have as a guest, Terry Masucci of, what's the name of the company? Tell everyone and how to reach you.
Well, it's still Terry Masucci, which is good, but I'm a Texas Public Insurance Adjuster, and you can reach me at 210-364-8218 or www.damagesolution.com.
That's what I was looking for, damagesolution.com. All right, and Morgan, let's check your microphone now.
Hello?
That's not working. Let me try another one. How about this one?
Hello? Nope.
Nope.
We need to come over there.
One more. Let's try 8.
Hello? Hello?
No, that's not working. How about this one?
Hello? Hello? Hello?
One more.
Hello? Hello?
Well, let's try the one we
Hello?
tried earlier.
Hello?
Oh, wow, it
Walk
was
over
2
there?
all along. It just didn't work earlier.
Oh, it's working now?
It's working now. Thank you. So what do you want to tell us?
Well, we are live on Facebook and YouTube as always, so you can look us up at KM Builders 1 on Facebook. We've got a nifty new camera, so come check us out there. YouTube, just search KM Builders. And we are also on Instagram. So
For the first time.
Yep, for the first time ever.
And
so,
we've gotten some
yeah, we've
lots of viewers
we
already.
have a lot of viewers on Instagram. You just look at KM Builders, and we're live there too.
And you need to walk over and show everybody that you're on Instagram, because I don't think they can see you on that one.
I can't. You can't see me on Instagram. You can see me on Facebook though.
All right. Well, thank you, Morgan, and we're excited about those changes. We have better vocal clarity on Facebook too now because of the new microphone we've got. So Terry, we were talking about on the break, you were telling me about some deadlines coming up that people should be aware of. Go ahead and tell us about something that's really important right now coming up, looming over homeowners.
Yeah, we have several, obviously, storms over the last couple of years that hit us that are now coming to what we would call the statute limitations. So the first one I want to talk about is the April 12th of 2016 hailstorm, where we got hit with as large as 3.5-inch hail. Basically, if you hadn't filed a claim, then that's over with. You now reach the statute of limitations. But for many clients, they have sent in a claim that came back in either a partial denied or it was good. And if it was good, you finish the property and on you go. If you have basically claims with a date that's later in, which we would consider either denial or partial, then it's very likely the date will accrue to that date, meaning that say you claim came in a year later and you got denied, then it will go 2 years and a day from that date, most likely. But it also depends on your insurance policy, and it could be 1 year, and that's why it's so critical to understand the policy. However, there was a lot of damage during that hailstorm. I know there's clients out there that still need help, so feel free to touch base with us on that storm.
And some may have the attitude while I'm thinking of it that, you know what, I know there was hail in my house around this area, but I don't have any leaks, so I'm not really that worried about it. And I guess time expires. What's the danger in that thinking?
Well, I mean, again, the danger of the thinking is that, you know, you might think you're gone, it's over with, and, you know, you probably should reach out to us so that we can get with you and really and get back to getting you the right fix to your property and get you back whole.
Right, because what I was alluding to is that you may not know that your roof has been damaged, and you may not get the results that are immediately obvious to you. Anytime there's a storm through an area, it doesn't mean you're going to see spots in your ceiling automatically or holes in your windows. But those things can develop with time. Even fogging of windows is known to happen in high wind situations. So, you know, we mentioned landscaping, we mentioned fences, paint jobs on homes get damaged, windows fog up because of damage from wind. These are things that you've helped me to see over the years, and I know that most people don't know all this. So don't think that, well, I don't see any damage, there's probably no need for me to worry about it. I don't want my insurance to go up. What is the fallacy of thinking that if I call, my insurance is going to go up? You know this better than anyone I've talked to, what the truth is on that. Tell us that.
Yeah, generally the insurance is in a block area, so it's
A zip code.
Yeah, so it's an overall costing that goes out and whatever formulas they use. But your insurance generally, as a single person, is not affected. However, in some cases, commercial, it might be, but it's there are plenty of insurance companies out there that can go through their pricing with you, and I'd suggest that when it comes to that and your shopping of it, you know, just call your agent and have them go through it.
Right, and the reality is what Terry said. Another way to put it is they're going to adjust your property when a hailstorm goes through there, whether you claim it or not, because they're not looking at exactly how many people are going to claim right now. There's years, like he said, that can wait. but they're not gonna wait years to readjust that property. They're not gonna wait for you to claim or not claim to see whether you're gonna adjust it. They'll put that into the works right away so that they can start covering the likelihood of a hailstorm in that area. The actuarials will actually do the calculations and see what the likelihood of your neighborhood of getting hit. It doesn't matter that you did or didn't get severe damage. It's still the likelihood of your area getting hit in that zip code is what you're going to be paying for, whether you claim on it or not. So don't make that mistake of saying, I really don't want to get involved if I don't have to. Let me just see if I can get through this. You probably will have damage show up and surface and problems later on. So now is the time to do it. And if there is another hailstorm that hits in the next months or in the next year or so, that's going to extend opportunities for you, and you need to take advantage of them now if you've missed the opportunities that Terry was talking about. That 4/12 of 2016, April 12th of 2016 is when that last major storm hit. And if you didn't claim on that, then you probably have to wait to the next storm. But if you've talked to your insurance about it and they've said we didn't see any damage, well, then you probably still have time, and you ought to get us involved in that. And now Terry will come out, tell us what you will do.
Yeah, basically what we'll do is send out a team and go over the entire property, determine what loss is there.
And I can tell you from my experience that many times you're not going to get that from the insurance company. They send people out, they look at it, they're busy, they try to give you a fair shot at it, but many times it's less than as thorough as what we would need as a homeowner to protect our interests. And Terry, like I told you in my case, he found way more damage than I had seen, and it was $16,000 or $20,000 more than what I had thought it was going to be as a contractor who knows structures and knows how to repair things. So if I miss it and didn't see it, I know that you can see the advantage of having Terry come out to your property. The other storm you were going to talk about, we've got a couple of minutes to talk about Hurricane Harvey. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'd like to talk about two different areas of Hurricane Harvey. Obviously, one is TWIA, which is a Texas Windstorm Insurance Agency, and the second one we'll be talking about is flood. But currently, with TWIA, you have an opportunity when you get your disposition letter. Say you file your claim, your disposition letter comes back. You're not happy with what you see, you can invoke appraisal. Basically, appraisal at that time is mediation, and you certainly want professional people on your side if it comes to that.
Absolutely.
However, the problem was when you had filed your disposition letter, you had 120 days to invoke appraisal from that point of time. A lot of people missed that date. Well, now they've come back and they've extended it to 180 days. Critical that you know this. Basically, when we take on a client, it's a TWIA client, we will file and invoke appraisal, and then we'll ask for abatement to that appraisal, the abatement of that date, in order for us to work on getting the right prices done. Therefore, TWIA would be sending out an engineer, a BC, which is a business consultant. We work with them, and that way we still hold back the ability to invoke appraisal in case things do not go the way we'd like them to go.
Okay, very good. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. And of course, any questions you may have. We're going to talk about the flood situation there and what rights you have on that. We're going to take a little break for the news break, but give us a call at 737-1200 or 1-800-383 if you have any questions when we come back to the KA Builders Remodeling and Design Show.
Yeah, before we take any questions, let me make sure I do the flood.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had my headphones on.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, before we take any questions, make sure we do all the flood.
Okay.
It's very critical.
Okay.
Good. I appreciate you doing a damn good job, man. I like the questions.
Well, because I think about it, what they might not understand,
Yeah.
and what I wouldn't understand.
Sure. No, I appreciate it. It's such a serious business, and we've been able, over the last 4 or 5 years since I started, really help a lot of people.
And we've known each other for several years now.
Well, 5 years almost.
Oh, wow. Morgan, does it have any questions in your mind?
I don't understand.
What do you understand about it, so I can think about it from a homeowner viewpoint?
I just knew, I understood that he does a better job of figuring out
The damage?
the damage done, so that's
Than a
probably why you
contractor.
would need to hire him.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all.
That's true. Well, that's basically it. And that you have someone looking out for your interest to
Yeah,
fight for you in behalf
And
of,
for some
in
reason-
behalf of the insurance company.
yeah, and so I
mean,
guess the
against the
reason,
insurance company.
and if you could explain more why contractors aren't allowed to do it, I didn't understand that, why they can't
By
fight
law.
for you.
It's just by law, yeah.
Mm.
So why don't you
I
ask that
understand
question
why.
when we come back?
Okay,
Or you can even ask it on the, off the air too, and
yeah,
on
we
the
could
air.
just answer it to them.
Mhm. I think it's good to hear it on again from, come up with a couple of questions like that. You can say, so, I'm not sure about, I understand this.
Mhm.
I'll even probably bring it over to you, so.
Maybe right after we talk about flood.
After we talk about the flood,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna ask, so if anybody has any questions, give us a call. And then you say, Morgan, at that time, you say, hey, I have a couple of questions. I wanna make sure I got this.
Okay,
And so you're gonna just ask what you naturally wanted to know. So why can't a contractor, and then what was the other one you said?
why can't, no, I didn't have it. The other
Why
one
can't a
was just
contract do it?
Mhm.
And you can make a statement like, so you're saying this, right?
Yeah.
Turn it into a question with the right.
What was weird is I couldn't hear my voice when I was asking, or
You didn't have
talking into
headphones
it.
on?
Yeah, I did. That's why I was like, did it work? Because I didn't hear.
I turned on that thing. Do you hear it right now?
Yeah, I can hear y'all through here, but I couldn't hear mine.
Huh. Where'd you plug into?
Here. Headphones.
And your microphone's plugged in where?
I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, that's, we had you on, we could hear you.
Is it 1200? Right? AM
AM
1200.
That's good to put on there.
Joe and Lisa texted and I saw they asked what station.
They got it from social media?
No, because we were out to lunch probably.
Oh.
And they were like, Mia, you're gonna be late.
They remembered. Y'all have fun with them?
So funny.
She is, isn't she?
And we were with April and Ryan. So funny.
Yeah, I've met them.
At their
I
house.
like them a lot.
Crazy stuff.
Look at it. Faster than you can run.
The commercial break's only like 2 minutes long, right?
Longer than that.
So 5 minutes.
I think,
We'll be on in 2 minutes though, right?
yeah, you can safely say that.
Justin watched us on Instagram this time, not Facebook.
That was if you can't guarantee.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh, boy. Yeah. I always try to remind them that who the enemy really is, but I don't say that.
40 seconds wrong. Good thing I didn't have that on there. That's not being shown on the air because I have it off.
I know it's not on here,
No, it's not on here.
but it's on the air.
Yeah. Welcome back to the KM Builders Remodeling Design Show. And we are back on live on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and we hope some of you can join us in there. Right,
And
Morgan?
Instagram.
Try your microphone again.
And we're on Instagram
Yeah, I can hear you good now.
at KM Builders, so you can check us out on all 3 platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Well, we appreciate that. And we are going to talk a little bit more about our main subject here today, which has to do with storm damage and negotiating with your insurance. The number one thing you take away from this is probably damagesolution.com. And that's Terry Masucci. He's live in the studio with us today, and he's answering any questions you have. And you can call us at 737-1200 or 1-800-383-WOAI. What we've talked about earlier as a recap is that a licensed public adjuster like Terry is a safe way to make sure you do not miss out on making your property complete. There are so many things that you and even I don't know about the forensics of a storm and what it can do and the future damage that you can be dealing with, and even the time limits that your insurance company is not going to advertise to you. It's because they're busy too, and they really don't mind if you don't claim on it. Your homeowner, your mind if you didn't get your roof repaired. But Terry is going to look out for your interests. He is licensed to be able to do that, and as he's told us before, contractors can't do that. You thought that was interesting, right, Morgan?
Yes, I didn't understand why contractors couldn't do that.
I guess what's the answer? Simple answer to that.
Well, it's by law, by statute, and only the attorney and or a PA can negotiate with the insurance company on the claimants.
Public adjuster is what we're
Sorry.
talking about, PA. And so the public adjuster is set up by the state to give the homeowner an advocate that is unbiased. I guess the state feels that contractors have probably taken advantage of people or puts them in a position very easily to take advantage of a homeowner. That's
They
probably,
probably try and cheat it and make more money, maybe.
that's very possible. I mean, I guess that's probably one of the reasons, but it is what it is, and you shouldn't be relying on a contractor to be your advocate because they have very limited influence, if any at all, and that's not going to help you as a homeowner. And it would be good to take the bias out of it, and even if it's KM Builders, you get a completely unbiased report from Terry about your home, the damage, and he's going to take it apart. He has forensics that we don't use, and knows about things that occur in water damage situations, particularly, that we don't really get into, but we can repair it. He is not going to do the repair, and so it's up to you who you choose at that point and how you're going to use the money that the insurance is going to cover you with. As we've said many times before, the goal should be you to be made whole, and that's what your insurance is made for, to make you whole again. And a lot of people think I don't want to claim on it, but that's not a good decision. You're already going to pay the increased premiums if they're going to adjust your homeowner's insurance premium, whether you claim on it or not. So don't make them an opportunity to make yourself whole again. So let's talk a little bit we talked about the Hurricane Harvey and the windstorm insurance agency program, the Texas Windstorm Insurance Agency work that applies to it. But then also, so that's a difference.
First, one thing, a letter, say your first one you received, let's say they made an offer and you got a second disposition letter, the dates start from the next disposition letter, which is really great. That's on TWIA. What I want to talk about now, and if you have friends anywhere in Texas that have been involved in flood at the coast from Harvey, you need to give them a shout. Basically what happens is they have to, and hopefully with the aid of a professional, provide a proof of loss document to flood. And the date is obviously looming because you're not far. They only allow you 1 year. So let's say you did not offer the proof of loss document, you're over the year, tough luck. And so it's critical, I mean, just critical with this looming date to get a professional in. And I recommend that you utilize public adjusters to do that simply because they have the background and they're able to put together the proper docs in amounts. A lot of times, if you do get a contractor, again, we get back into that conflict of pricing issue.
Conflict of interest, yeah.
Yeah, and we just want to avoid that, especially when you're dealing with a federal program. But the key is right now, we need to get as many people with the proper proof of loss docs, determine the exact amount, and go after what is available to them.
Well, you know, a lot of contractors may not say it, but we don't know everything about the laws. I try to keep informed with them, but this is a very specialty area. It's a very highly specialized area, and you definitely want to be dealing with a public adjuster like Terry to make sure you don't miss out on these critical dates. If you and your contractor get involved in this and you miss a critical date, and as he said, the insurance says tough luck to you, there's nothing you can do about that. You're not going to be able to go back and say your contractor told you this or that and I need an extension. That's not going to happen. So you make this critical mistake, it's all over with as far as you getting help. And this is why we do this as a public service to all of you listeners. If you have friends that are listening, be sure and tell them. And you can contact us at KM Builders. Most of you know how to do that at kmbuilders.com. If you forget the website of Terry, which is damagesolution.com. And either one of these will get you in touch with someone who can get you established and get you protected on not losing these dates. There is paperwork that Terry will help you get submitted so you do not miss this date. What's that last date on flood, by the way? Do you know?
That's the last date of the Harvey storm that hit you.
Which was, what would that be?
Well, I mean, there were several dates as it was looming, like over Victoria. It loomed a week, so you would just take the last
what
day.
Date was that?
Well, I think it was August 27th was one of the dates.
August 27th. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's in and around August, and you've got 1 year. So if you're, if you wait too long, you're going to miss out on this. You still have a little time left on that. So this is a very short window when you talk about 1 year. Now, again, you may not realize how bad the damage was. You think only a little bit was damaged. It's better to get him in there and to see what really happens. Those infrared cameras do wonders at showing where the moisture damage is, and you can take care of a lot of maintenance on your project while you're at it by getting the insurance to cover these things. And again, I want to emphasize, you are going to be adjusted if they're going to adjust you, whether you claim on this or not. So it makes absolutely no sense at all to delay or to think maybe I won't have to even get my insurance involved. They're involved, they're already ready, they're ready for you to make a claim, and if you don't, well, that's just money in their pocket, and you're gonna be the one that loses out in the long run. You might have mold or something developing later on that you wish that now you're gonna have to take care of, and it will be out of your pocket, isn't that right?
Yeah, it really is. And there's a compounding issue, and that is Port A, Rockport, Victoria, Cuero, where we also had windstorm. So we have two insurance influences there. One, TWIA for obviously the roof down, and then flood from the ground up. So it is very, very complicated, an issue in dealing with both groups of insurance groups. And I will tell you that is really why you need professionals on your side.
Okay, well, we see that we have a caller. Joe, we're going to have to take a little break, and we'll get right back to you after the break. In the meantime, you can give us a call at 737-1200 or 1-800-383-WOAI, and that's when we get back to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show.
Auto dealers. Funny.
Thank you.
That's what you're there for, right?
Yeah, I have an attorney watching us.
Any comments?
Will do. You're a radio pro. Perfect.
Oh, cool.
Will do.
Yeah, will do. As I told her,
Oh.
if she saw anything that she needed, just to let me know.
I didn't know if Joe was a past caller or not. I couldn't quite tell. It's like if he was a guy that's called in the past or not. So,
What is he about? Do you know?
it was a little muffled, honestly.
Okay.
It is on the phone call, but I just wanted.
I wish I could talk to him right now, but I can't.
Is
right?
there a way that we could talk to him during the breaks?
I was like on either the phone that's in between the two rooms or on the phone that's in my.
I'll go to the red phone right
Yeah,
now.
because you don't want to have it negative.
If I hang up, he'll still be on.
Well, we can put it back on hold if you want.
How do I do that?
Oh, yeah.
That's the only thing that's scary to me is, you get somebody that's negative.
Oh, he won't allow him on.
Yeah.
Terry.
But it's always nice to know a little bit ahead of time what the
Yeah.
call
He
is.
normally puts a description on the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of asking about. He had somebody come out and give him a claim, but he thinks there's more damage. It's a homeowner,
Oh, good.
Okay.
and it's not going to be about probably anything major, but it'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hurricane Harvey days, August 25th through 29th. So I did the 27th, so that was good.
So August 5th through 29th.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Because or Victoria, 3 days. It's just been a lot of them.
How long?
3 or 4 days.
Wow.
We're doing a chiropractic office down there now that just has all kinds of water.
We've got 2 callers, so we're going to take that, and then we'll wind up with advertising your stuff and a few points about choosing a roofing contractor also.
And the second one is wanting to know what, just a guess.
Wanting what?
The second caller is just a guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
He screens them pretty good though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take Joe first. And he gives us 1 minute. The music start. We got to be done. 30 seconds.
This one went by fast. This one went by really fast.
Yeah.
I feel so technical.
What?
I feel like so high tech with all my things right
That's
here.
cool. Now that's a good song. If you like a little pink house. Good one. I like that one. Welcome back to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show. I'm Keith Moehle in the studio with Morgan and Terry Masucci. And you can find out everything you need to know about Terry and how to help yourself get the most out of your insurance claim and negotiate where you don't miss completely whole again after a storm or flood damage. And that is by going to damagesolution.com. And Terry, we have a couple of callers, and I think it's going to be related to you. So let's go ahead and take our first caller. Joe, you were kind enough to hang on during the break. How can we help you, Joe?
I have a rental that recently my tenants moved out, but at the time a year or so ago, I called my insurance because of the windstorm and all that had occurred, the hail. They sent an adjuster out there with a drone. Supposedly he said he surveyed the roof and came out that there was no damages, but I said they just recently moved my suffix and decking. I saw it rotting because of my service line that comes. It looks like either the wind shifted it, like water got in there. But then I'm not sure if damage.
Okay, so it's water damage, and it would probably be good for Terry to go look at that since you can see signs of damage. And if I have you correct on that, you said they did not, they said there was no damage, correct?
Yes, sir. And apparently, like I said, he said he surveyed it with a drone, so he never looked for anything.
Okay, Terry, what's his options at this point?
I think the best options is to get one of our estimators over there, Joe, and get them actually up on the roof, and they will chalk the roof, determine the number of hail hits or damaged shingles, and also maybe try to get up in the attic and look from the underside to see if we have any water coming from there, and that basically will show that your sub-felt material is underlayment is no good and is rotted due to the fact that there was direct physical loss to your roof.
And there's definitely some opportunities there for wind damage if the feeder line coming into the home shifted and moved and caused other damage there.
Sure, exactly.
Okay, so Joe, what we need to do is get you Terry's number. Look him up, but let me give you his number again. Go ahead and repeat that.
Yeah, Joe, it's 210-364-82.
One more time, just for everybody.
210-364-8218.
When's the best time?
Anytime, brother.
Okay, appreciate it.
Well, thank you for calling the show. Have a great weekend, and that's a very good question. All right, let's go. We'll go ahead and take our next caller, Linda. Linda, how can we help you?
Hi. Yeah, I fought the insurance company. I have a very expensive metal roof, and they wanted to replace half of it. So I fought them for 10 months, and I finally got the entire claim settled. Well, then I had the roof replaced, and I've had to deal with the crazy roofer now for almost a year. And so when the last big rainstorm about a month ago, I had water penetration roofer. They got up there and kind of glued around the chimney with some caulking. And they said, oh, your problem is your chimney bricks are leaking and the mortar is leaking. So they kind of tried to blow me off by sending me to the chimney guy. So I found a chimney guy who did some repairs on the chimney, and the chimney guy, the brick mason, said, you've still got problems where your flashing is not cut into the chimney. Yeah. Am I crazy, or does the replacement flashing need to be cut into the chimney? Otherwise, gluing caulking around the chimney and the flashing isn't going to be a permanent fix.
You're exactly right. What should be done in that situation is it's a cut into the brick and it's a counter flashing, and that needs to be done, or you're never going to solve this problem. It flexes too much, and the pookie they put on top will probably end up allowing moisture to come down between it and the brick.
Yeah, that seems like, I mean, if you've got a roof that's a lifetime roof, then you don't have the flashing. So I say the word counter flashing to the roofer.
Absolutely, and insist on that. If you need me to come look at it, just give me a call. I'm at 6.
Do me have you come up there and tell him what the problem is? I can get him to do that.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. We'll have to schedule it together, and I'll go take a look at it with you. I'll be glad to do that, Linda.
And more or less, what would that cost?
It's going to be a couple $100, but we're up against the break, so give me a call at 680-5626, and we will be able to schedule that. Thanks for the call. And if anyone would about what we've heard about today's show or how to select roofing contractor, we do roofing. He's on the labor. And so give us a call at 680-5626 or look us up at kmbuilders.com. And we appreciate you listening to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show. And remember, you could have someone else design or remodel your home, but then
I got this in there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh,
you just squeeze it.
okay. Oh. Yeah.
A success.
Good job. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. I'm glad you texted me.
Yeah. Well, we needed to do it. And,
Yeah, we did. I didn't realize how bad we needed to
Oh
do
my
it.
God, it's just like.
That's terrible that people are losing out.
Oh,
But maybe we'll get you some business and
We had
maybe
25
eventually,
viewers.
maybe even eventually us some business off of this too.
Oh, sure.
But the main thing is that people get protected right now without losing their interest in their home.
I agree.